And tonight we've got a couple that are very dear friends of mine. This is Joanne Nistico, Shaklee Master Coordinator, and I have the great pleasure of introducing Health and Possibility Thursday night. And this Thursday night we have good friends Hannah and Alan Sharapan, lifetime Shaklee Master Coordinators, who are so dedicated in caring and sharing the opportunity, which is such a powerful product that we have. And I consider it one of our best products, if not the best product, because of all the benefits that it's given to every single individual. Each one of us has the same opportunity, the same ability to achieve unlimited financial success and a strong financial future for ourselves and our family. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome and thank Hannah and Alan Sharapan for doing tonight's presentation.
Thank you very much, Joanna. Before we formally dive into it, let's take care of the hat first. I know many of you are very jealous that you don't have your own Mickey ears. In fact, ours are personalized with our name on it. And when you become a master coordinator and you go to a master's meeting in Florida, we got that 1 year ago. So you were looking forward to going to Florida and getting your own Mickey ears. But let me tell you, and the virtual global conference online this year, it'll be far superior to what you thought Disney World was going to be. The stuff you're going to get, and this is why you need to be registered individually. If you're a couple, both husband and wife, both the parts of the couple, both register, because the stuff you're going to receive is going to be so much more value than the $49 ticket. You'll be very upset if you don't. Believe me. They told us they didn't tell us what, but they reassured us. So it's going to be very, very exciting. Be sure to register. It's going to be one not to miss.
And make sure your teams know about it as well, so that you get them all registered as well.
Now that's a picture of our team on the screen there. We're trying to get it loaded up. Some of the team, yeah. The ones that send us pictures. But we are very fortunate tonight to be amongst the Gen team, the gold standard of Shaklee, and part of the Gen team, or the mentor of the Gen team, Carolyn Whiteman, Shaklee lifetime presidential master coordinator. Wow, that deserves a hand. Awesome. You are very fortunate to be in such a rich hierarchy of Shaklee leadership. I mean, they are the best of the best. You probably know it, but we want to reassure you. And if you didn't know it, you know it now. They are really terrific. And we appreciate the opportunity of being invited here to do this tonight. We thank you very, very much. And we're going to begin before the formal presentation of Hannah telling our Shaklee story. So my dear, take it away.
We are so pleased to be with all of you. And just know that you all are doing your part to help Shaklee grow is wonderful too. Because everybody needs your help, whether it's through health or wealth. So our Shaklee story starts a very long time ago. And Alan and I had been looking for another occupation, a side business rather, because we felt that with our 3 daughters, it was going to be college educations as well as weddings. So we thought we should have something besides my preschool and Alan's insurance business. But everything we looked at was high risk, high investment, and took way too much time, and we just put the whole idea on the back burner. We wound up hearing about Shaklee in a very unusual way, and Alan came home. He was the one that actually heard about it first. He came saying, Hannah, I think I found something for us. And when he first started explaining, I said, you know what, Alan? Between the kids, 3 little girls, the preschool, your business, how are we going to get any more free time? He said, I understand, but I just think it's wise to be open-minded, don't you? And I said, yes, you're right. So fortunately, he invited this fellow back in to tell us more about it and got very excited as he started to explain how this business worked and the integrity of the company and the philosophy, all the things that were important to us. And I said, there are a couple problems. And he said, what's that? And I said, well, the first is if it's products, it means sales. And even though sales is a wonderful occupation, I'm not a salesperson, nor do I want to become one. And he said, well, good, because I don't want you to sell. I want you to teach, train, or lead. And I said, well, that I can do. And he said, what's the other problem? And I said, well, I had Crohn's disease, And therefore, every time I try and take any kind of supplement, it upsets my intestines even more. And he assured me that was because the ingredients other companies use. He said, if you can eat food, you're going to be able to take Shaklee. And I said, well, I'll be a great test case because I love to feel better. My energy was just so poor. I was teaching all day, come home, feed the kids, bathe them, put them in bed, and I'd be in bed right after them. And he said, you watch and see what happens. Well, I gained 3 hours to every day. I had to get myself to go to bed at 12 or 1 so that I could get up and do everything I needed the next day. And that's continued throughout. No more naps or any other issues. But also I got over other issues I had had. I had migraine headaches from the time I was 5, and those went away, which was such a blessing. I got over allergy problems that were bad enough the doctors recommended shots. The most dramatic of all was really with the Crohn's disease. I've gotten over problems doctors told me I would never get over. So it's been a wonderful experience to have that happen. And meanwhile, we just could not keep quiet. We were just so excited. We just thought this is a way we can help people change their lives in terms of their health, in terms of their lifestyle, in terms of their safety, and having good environmental homes. So we started to do the business part-time. And yet we really crowded the time in. I mean, if we didn't have anything else we had to do, we were really putting forth the effort because we wanted to see how quickly we could grow before I could go back to teaching in the fall. So we started to just start talking to everybody and setting many, many appointments. Like sometimes we'd have 5 on a Saturday. And what was
And
great,
sometimes on that Saturday we had 5 cancellations.
that's true too. But as long as we knew, we kept talking, we knew eventually it was going to come around. And so we really, within that first 2.5 years of doing it part-time, we really were doing well enough that we knew that we would be able to go to this business as our full-time career. I sold my preschool. Alan retired from the insurance business. So quite a long time that we've been in Shaklee as our full source of income, and it's never disappointed us from every aspect. Never to have to apologize for a product, never to have to apologize for taking our time to do things with our families. Our children were very active in activities. We were able to spend that kind of time with them. Alan was able to be a full-time father, which sometimes now happens, but it sure didn't in those days. So it's been a great experience. We really got to be able to go on to, I think we figure 19 foreign countries and 16 trips to Hawaii and 17 cruises and trips throughout the country. It's just hard to believe. Before Shaklee, I had never been west of Cincinnati. So it really has been a wonderful, wonderful experience. But the very best experience in this business is after you watch what happens for you, the cars, the trips, etc. Watch what happens, how you feel when you watch it happen for the people that you introduce. When you work with them and they develop, and I'm sure Carolyn and Joanna agree, that's the greatest joy in our business is watching it happen for other people. So we're eager to tell you some other things about Shaklee tonight. And if you're new, we hope that you see something here that really interests you. You can join that wonderful team with Joanne and Carolyn. And if you've already been in a while, maybe you'll hear something that maybe helps you with your downline. So, I think we all agree we're in new times now. And there are many options. So the current situation, we developed this slide back in March to think the situation has not really improved. In fact, in many cases, it's gotten worse. And that has a great deal of concern for a lot of people. And for many, it's also a loss of income or a fear of it happening. So many people, their plan A is actually on hold. And then a lot of people are wise enough to know that they need to do something about their immune system because there's such great concerns. So that fear and uncertainty, I'm watching how it's affecting people and the need for human connection and not being able to do that other than something like Zoom or FaceTime. And social distancing if you do get together with somebody in the driveway. So sheltering in, no live events, all these have really had an effect. I think you probably would all agree with that. So the solution, we're so excited that we can offer people the option of working from anywhere. Become an online entrepreneur. Use social media, video conferencing. You know, this plan B, as we have, is also a great safety net. It's a great just in case. Maybe you don't have any situations now to be concerned about, but you don't know whatever could create a situation where that would be just wonderful to have that in your pocket. And of course, building the immune system, we're experts at that because of the wonderful products that Shaklee's developed. And one of the things that I think has really helped a lot of Shaklee people during this situation through the COVID pandemic is the sense of community with each other in Shaklee, and knowing that we all are there for each other now and always, and making a world of difference. You know, when you know that maybe you've protected somebody from getting the virus, or you know that you have helped somebody financially or just even emotionally, and people are available and need what we have. We just have to reach out and find them, because maybe they wouldn't know to come to us. So are really you where you want to be in your life right now? Are work and family in balance for you? How would more family and free time affect your life? We're finding that a lot of people now who are working from home are suddenly realizing they like being at home. They would like to find another answer so they can stay and do that. And then, of course, so many people have a weight challenge or a health challenge that concerns them and therefore concerns us, because we want to help them get above where they are in terms of their health and fitness level. And do you have the lifestyle that you've always wanted? That's one of the things that just absolutely excited us from the beginning, and we've enjoyed the Shaklee lifestyle for so many years. It's just absolutely incredible to be your own boss, to take charge and control of your own life. So would you like to be your own boss? Would you want to follow your passion? And knowing that you can work from anywhere. I mean, we work around the pool and on the beach and wherever we want to be, we can talk to people in our business.
In fact, in our Florida home, I've actually done one-to-ones on the beach. It's been fantastic. One of my favorite charts in this presentation is the cash flow quadrant. Robert Kiyosaki talked about this in his book. And if you haven't read it, it's very good. But basically, everybody fits into this. If you look at the left-hand side, the E are people that have a job. Job, as many of you called it, just over broke. Some of those people become self-employed. But self-employed is basically you still have a job. On the right-hand side of the quadrant, you have the business owner. We in Shaklee are business owners. We have a system, and in most businesses, the people work for you. But in Shaklee, they work for themselves, and we reap benefits also. Or you can be an investor, like a Roger Barnett, for example. Have lots of money where your money is working for you. So when you look at the cash flow quadrant, on that left-hand side, as it says in the top, you're renting your life as opposed to owning your life. You have active income as opposed to passive income. And on the left-hand side, the employee and the self-employed or professional have 10% of the money earned in the country. 90% of the people are on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, you have 10% of the people earning and having 90% of the money. Wow. Which side would you prefer to be on? Wouldn't it be nice to be an investor? Well, when you become a Shaklee business owner and you have lots of residual income, you can then develop into an investor.
And you know, our company really has two basic divisions. One is our wellness consulting end of the business. And if you look at this, this is somebody's actual figures. So out of their income, $42,000 of it came for the year as a result of being basically a wellness consultant. And people can earn anywhere from $500 to $5,000 just doing that. However, the value of network marketing, the power of duplication or leveraging, really comes as a result of developing a team of like-minded people who also want to improve their life, lead a great lifestyle, bring in income, help other people, protect the environment, you know, all the things that Shaklee offers. So if you talk to most master coordinators, they will tell you the same thing, that if they break down their income, the smallest portion of it, or maybe only a third to a quarter of their income, really comes from their own personal group. Where the income comes from are the leadership bonuses for developing leaders. We duplicate our efforts by teaching others to teach others to teach others. And then not only are you developing financial security, but think of all the people that are being helped along the way to get to that point.
Sounds pretty exciting, doesn't it?
And one of the things we feel so good about, this company is built on trust. Dr. Shaklee, one of the most amazing men I think I've ever read about or seen on screen and heard his quotes, but we never had the pleasure of getting to meet him in person. Our first convention was the last one that he did was right before ours. So we never got to meet him in person. But, you know, to think of his accomplishments, developing the first vitamin in our country, making us the #1 natural nutrition company in the United States, making a commitment that he would never make a product that would harm a tissue cell. And you know what makes us feel so great? He is a founder all those years ago when the company was actually became a formal company in 1956. When Roger Barnett took over and he became our CEO and owner, he became the same kind of visionary that Dr. Shaklee was. And we were thrilled to hear that he was going to honor that commitment, that he'd never make a product that would harm a tissue cell. And his goal is to help us to become the #1 wellness brand, worldwide vision that he has, so the better health for everyone and a better life for anyone, and being able to help transform our country from sick care to well care. I think those are just wonderful visions, don't you? So when we talk about stability, how about now almost 65 years of paying distributors, over $9 billion already paid out in commissions? Talk about being dedicated to our long-term success. And we are really feel blessed that just since 2000, we have earned now just about $4 million thanks to Shaklee. And we say, join our mission, changing the healthcare from sick care to well care. We hope that you decide to do that and be a part of that with us. And isn't it impressive to realize that 2,000 plus people have made over $1 million in Shaklee already? So it's not just for a few. And you see here our wonderful headquarters in Pleasanton, California, our Shaklee headquarters, where everything in that building, from the nails to the wallpaper, are made from recycled materials. And that building has won us the honor of being the greatest, the most environmental building that was available when this was built. And we have won every environmental award that's available. So if you care about our planet and what's going to happen in our future, just feel good that just by even changing brands to our products, you're already helping the environment.
Now, the foundation of what we're talking tonight begins with the Shaklee products. The total market for all of our Shaklee products, over $360 billion. Would you like a piece of that? And if you have a piece of $360 billion, even a small piece, you can still become very well off financially. Wouldn't you agree? And the nutrition market, $147 billion, with our fabulous Vitalizer and our shakes. I mean, the shakes today, we've got the shake as the standard, the gold standard of shakes in the marketplace.
You know, we say that we have now really hit the trifecta. Shaklee's Life Shakes were always the most nutritious on the market. They've always been the cleanest ingredients on the market. But sometimes we didn't quite reach the taste that some companies did who had lots of sugar and things like that. The ingredients weren't good, but they tasted good. Now, Shaklee have figured out a way to make this phenomenal taste, and using Reb M, this fermented sugar, we're the first to the market with it. So we say we hit the trifecta. Now we hit all three.
In the weight market, I mean, everybody probably talks to at least one person a day who wants to lose weight. Don't we have the supreme superior weight management product on the marketplace? And with that delicious shake being the foundation of it, what a winner. Now, the health and beauty market, most people think that it's for women only. But believe me, I use Youth every day. It's an excellent cleanser after I shave with my razor. The toner is an excellent aftershave. My family has a history of big bags, actually suitcases, under their eyes. The eye treatment takes care of all that. The moisturizer is wonderful. And with that SPF 30, I cover my whole face with it, not just the front of my face, because that sunscreen is so important. And isn't it nice to know that our cleaning products are not only safe for the environment, but if little kids get under the sink and drink some of them, no big deal, right? Doesn't that just give you a great feeling to know that these products are so superior? I think so. And we talk about the Shaklee difference. There are a lot of things we could talk about, but when you talk about testing, I think Shaklee is off the chart in testing. Over 350 tests against harmful contaminants. To me, the most impressive number is over 300 million in research and development. Think about that. There are some companies on the marketplace today who aren't even that big. And that's what we have spent in research and development. Look at the number of patents and the silver and gold, bronze medals by Olympians. Unbelievable. And the guarantee we all know, return an empty container, guaranteed, no problem. Anna's going to tell you more about the landmark study.
Well, you know, when Roger Barnett came into Shaklee, he was very impressed with our clinical studies and our personal testimonies. But being Roger, he wanted to have one more proof. So he went to the University of California, Berkeley, and asked if they would do an independent study, which means then he's no longer involved, and determine whether people who use Shaklee actually had better health. And so it was great to see the results. When they came out with this, we were so excited because they tested people in Shaklee who've been using the products for 20 years or more against people who used nothing 20 years or more, or people who used other brands for 20 years or more. And in every category, Shaklee users had remarkably better health. And just to mention a few of these many wonderful things on there, every single one of these is important. 52% less risk of diabetes. To me, that one in itself would be reason to use Shaklee. 43% less risk of heart attack, 60% less risk of congestive heart failure. When you look down at C-reactive protein, which is a very important indicator of inflammation in the body, and to see that we have 59% lower rate of that as well. And in terms of prescription use, for people even 60 and above, we were still 83% lower amount of drug use, prescription drug usage. So just across the board, we just really nailed it. And that was very exciting. And we were thrilled that that happened and it was published in a peer-reviewed journal. And incidentally, if you do a study that is done like this as a scientific study, that means that if you have done that study, it gets published whether your results are good or not. So Roger went out on a limb, but fortunately he knew enough about Shaklee to know he was going to be proven that Shaklee is making a big difference. So then in 2017, 10 years later.
Well, I was going to say, while we're on this page, if you all agree that that new Life Shake is the superior Life Shake, give me a thumbs up. I mean, the taste is fabulous. And the best part about it, I think, is that Life Shake is the best breakfast on the planet. And if someone is a diabetic, it's the best breakfast they could absolutely eat. So wow, is that awesome.
So then they decided to do another landmark study so that they could see what happened 10 years later with those same people. So those of us who were in that initial study got to be in the second study as well. And the outcome, again, was amazing. And think of Tufts University, certainly is one of the highly respected universities. And to be able to show the outcome is absolutely amazing. So if you look at it and you see that as the age goes up, in most cases, so did their issues. And the same thing was true for if they took just a multiple supplement. And then how about Shaklee? In no case did we go above that line. So it means less than 10% of people ever developed those health issues. So again, absolutely incredible. And Dr. Elizabeth Blackburn, who won the Nobel Prize in medicine for her discovery of telomeres, actually is so impressed with Shaklee that she did a study about Shaklee people to determine how we would fare against other people. And so she took people in the Bay Area and compared the 40-year-olds, fit, non-smoking people against Shaklee people. And it really was discovered that an 80-year-old person in Shaklee should have as long telomeres as the average 40-year-old that was healthy, fit, and non-smoking. I think that is absolutely extraordinary.
So, if you look at this, how many have read the Time Life book, The 25 Greatest Adventures? Of those 25 greatest adventures, 7 of them were powered by Shaklee, meaning the people that did those adventures, like the Mount Everest climb, the North Pole expedition, etc., those people were using Shaklee products to fuel them. Wow, is that fantastic? And the Olympians, over 140, actually it's more now, over 146 Olympic medals by people who are powered by Shaklee. And the interesting thing is, when they use Shaklee, they know, even though they can be drug tested 24/7, 365, they know at any time they're tested, they will be safe because they're using Shaklee products.
And you see at the bottom right picture, Gary Hall, a swimmer, who actually, I believe Carolyn introduced him. I know he's in her organization, the Shaklee. So thanks, Carolyn, for getting some more medals for all of us and helping other people that way.
Okay, we've talked about the Life Shake among the other products. Let's talk a little bit now about the Vitalizer. And there's a picture of the Vitalizer strip in the bottom left corner. And what this Vitalizer did for Captain Mark Kelly, the astronaut who's flown more missions than anybody, is he had a problem. What to take, how many, and he couldn't take all those bottles shown up there on a flight. So the Vitalizer solved his problem. And as you can see floating on the screen there in space is the Vitalizer. That's a 6-pack. Each one of those strips is 1 per day. So there's a 6-pack that's floating in space. So now we can say legitimately that Shaklee products are literally out of this world. Wow. Awesome, I think.
So,
Whoops, sorry.
okay, so what's really important to you? Well, I think these things are some things to think about. You know, we're fortunate. We have a corporate partner in the Shaklee Corporation, which means that we don't have to take care of research and development. They do. They create the innovative products. They do the manufacturing, the distribution, the compensation, the patents and legal. And of course, we have more patents, I guess, than any other nutritional company on our amazing products. The first company to be considered certified as climate neutral. We have all that brought to us. And then if you look on the right-hand side, this is you, this is your team. What our responsibilities are and what we bring to the picture is the coaching and mentoring, the community, the leadership, the training, strategic planning. That's our job. But then there's you. If you're looking at Shaklee now for the first time or in the process of evaluating it, what you bring is your vision and your goals. You make your time commitment. And we always say the number one thing I think we look for is somebody who's coachable. And so if you are that, and you recognize too that you will have a legacy business, that means to you that someday down the road, other members of your family can take over the business. So you've created a true legacy, financial security for a number of other families, perhaps.
Yeah.
And as Dr. Shaklee said, your future will be exactly what you decide to make it. And we do believe that the power of the mind in this business is so important. What we expect, we get.
Now, we spent some time talking about the foundation of the Shaklee Corporation, the Shaklee products, and how superior and well-tested they work. Now, we're going to talk about the number one product, the business.
So if you look at the occupation and backgrounds, and of course, how many other people could be in these pictures, but when you take a look at those kinds of income, but also look at their occupations, what a variety of occupations you see. Everything from teachers, nurses, to business owners, to lawyers. I mean, the variety is just incredible. And I love the fact that nobody in Shaklee is restricted to this business because of gender, race, religion, any of those. We are open opportunity for everyone, as it should be.
One of the silent or hidden benefits of the business, I think, are the tax advantages that you can enjoy when you have a Shaklee business. And basically, it means you keep more of what you earn. Just like big corporations have lots of deductions. I mean, we read about that in the paper many times. But now you can enjoy those kinds of deductions. Things like If you have an office in your home, deducting portions of your home, household expenses. Whenever you're traveling, whether it's to another state or wherever, or just across the street or down the road, all those expenses for traveling can add up and give you more tax deductions. Whenever you're entertaining, tied together with Shaklee, so at least a portion of that becomes tax deductible. All those kinds of expenses. It can be a major, major number. And then you have tax favored retirement benefits. So basically, if you're working your business consistently every day, doing some Shaklee, and you build your business, in 3 to 5 years, you could become financially independent, especially with the tax advantages of this business.
So what would you do and how would you treat your business if you knew for sure that if you put in consistent, strong effort into your business in 3 to 5 years, you could become financially independent? Really think about that.
So April 15th, and that was changed to July 15th this year, wouldn't it be nice to pay in less money or get more money back? With the Shaklee tax advantages, that can happen to you. In other words, you're writing off your lifestyle. Wow, that's awesome. And Shaklee does pay more. We have a compensation plan in the industry that is one of the most lucrative compensation plans. The nice thing about it, you set your goal. As Hannah said before, if you want to make $500 or $1,000 a month, terrific. We'll help you do that. You want to earn $10,000 or $100,000 a month, terrific. We'll help you do that. With our plan, we can have things where you can earn immediate income, startup bonuses, monthly bonuses. There are many, many ways to earn. Depending on which kinds of money you want to talk to, it could be 7, 8, 9, 10 ways to earn money in Shaklee. And the opportunity to duplicate yourself and build a huge organization so that you are developing this passive income. And I think it's Warren Buffett who said, if you're not getting paid while you're sleeping, you're missing something. The Shaklee business can do that. If you have a huge organization and they're on the West Coast, for example, and you're sleeping, they're doing business and you're earning money. You earn on your entire network with the Shaklee Infinity in the Dream Plan. Is that awesome or what? Tremendous. Does anybody like to travel? Put your hand up or say yes if you do. Does anybody like to travel if somebody else pays your way? Well, that's a two-hander. Well, with Shaklee, you can do that. As Hannah already mentioned, we've had the opportunity to travel all over the world. It's fabulous. And let's talk about a bonus car. Would you like to have a brand new car with no car payments? Wow. You can do that in Shaklee, and that just is a priceless benefit.
So we know you can do it, and we'll be happy to help you to do it. And just to give an idea of what the trips are this coming year, assuming all will be well, and we certainly pray it is, a trip to California, to Pleasanton, California for new directors, and a trip to Costa Rica, which is achievable for everyone. If you really are hustling for your business, not right now, even if you're new, you could still have a potential of getting to go to Costa Rica. And then the top achievers trip to Sydney, Australia, one of people's favorite destinations. And of course, as Alan mentioned too, about the virtual conference that Shaklee is having, if you haven't registered, do. And if you have, get lots of other people to do it too, because I can't believe telling us about that. I mean, it's just going to be absolutely amazing.
And all the goodies you're going to get.
Yes, there's things that only you will get by registering and attending. And of course, that bonus car program. It is, how can we argue about anything other than the joy of going in and picking out a car and having no car payments is absolutely awesome.
So now you're excited and you want to get started. Let's talk about getting started after you pick a package.
Right. So think about where you want to be. We could also say these would be walk, jog, or run. So if you just want to kind of walk through the business, you want to take it easy, you just want to get there eventually, maybe you want the lifestyle package, because a lot of people can do a lot of extra things with extra $22,000 a year that wasn't part of their regular income. But maybe you really want a little bit more than that. Maybe you want the luxury package. So maybe you're going to be at the jog stage. You're going to move, you're going to going more with your business, and then the people who want to run, looking for the wealth package, where we're talking about 200,000 in income and more. So how do you see yourself fitting in? Because I will tell you this, how you see yourself will probably determine your growth. And isn't it great to realize that if you only see yourself right now at lifestyle package, which is still terrific, that you could always wind up getting so excited that you move up into the wealth package. We've watched that happen many, many times with people. So it doesn't matter where you enter, it's what's most important to you. And that's what we always want to accomplish in Shaklee, finding out what's important to you and helping you to make that happen.
And I tell people, since there's no cost to thinking a little bit bigger, think a little bigger. And if you miss that little bigger goal, you've probably made your goal or maybe a little more. So let's see how it is to get started. When you get started, if you're a Shaklee member, you do it with the Prove It Challenge or the Immunity Challenge. Now, the Prove It Challenge is just awesome. First, you get the 7-day cleanse. And by the way, that's free. And that 7-day cleanse will really reset your body for an outstanding, good nutritional foundation. Then you get a Life Shake. Remember how tasty and delicious and superior that is. You get 2 canisters. Pick your flavors, 4 delicious flavors. And then you get the Vitalizer, these strips that Mark Kelly took into space. You start that as a member, and you're on track for just a great ride nutritionally. That package is like $260 some, but the special retail, but the special for the new member is only $159, which includes that free cleanse, free shipping, and free membership. Is that awesome? I think it is. Now, if you're going to get started as a distributor, you would do the same package, but then pick one of the success packs, and you probably want to go for the I Want It All pack, which is a great selection of all the Shaklee products. And as a distributor, you really set the role.
And if you decide to get I Want It All package or any of the other success packages, you can get an extra 15% discount in your first 90 days of becoming a distributor. So you're getting tax advantages because you're able to deduct this while you're evaluating the business. So it's a business expense, and you get all these other benefits plus the great health and the ability now to be able to share that with other people. And this is some pictures with our family and friends. And I think that what's great is that we could have pictures up here instead of Joanne and Carolyn's team, and you'll be welcome to join their teams. And many of you already know the benefits of being with them. So when we're looking at this, thinking about what Shaklee could all bring for you, when we talked in the beginning about those different options, the things that are going on in our society right now. So if you are thinking in terms of wanting better health, if you are thinking in terms of wanting to help other people to raise their immune system, to be safe, to be healthy, if what you want to do is create some financial security for yourself or help other people to do the same, you want to protect the environment, you just want to make a difference in this world, you want to have something that makes you feel great and get up every day knowing that what you're going to do is going to be making that difference. If all these things are true of you, we help you decide to join more there.
Well, thank you. It was outstanding.
Our last slide reminds you of what this is all about, and it's really just the beginning for you all. And wherever you are in the business, isn't it great to know that if you've been in Shaklee a long time, you can relaunch, start to live again, make a great run, and think in terms of what this can mean for you and other people. It's well worth that kind of effort. So thank you.
What a great presentation, guys.